Coming up right now, we're going to tell you what happened when a teen tech whiz kid gets rejected by 15 colleges. You're going to love this story.
Also coming up, surprise, surprise, a controversial music festival learns its fate.
A little bit later on, Will Smith attempts a different kind of comeback away from the big screen.
Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
I am Mitch English, and this is Daily Flash. We have got a great show. Right in front of me is a dude, we like to call him Sweet Baby James. How you doing there, Jamie?
Yes.
Working the floor?
I am working the floor. I'm
James.
feeling good. We've put a lot on social media, and today has been a wonderful day already.
It has.
Good.
Indeed it has.
Excellent.
To my right is my right-hand man, Matt Doolittle. What's up, baby?
You know where you can find all that content?
Where that?
DailyFlashShow.com.
I hear
You
you.
can find all our socials on there. You can send us comments, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Send us a note, flash@dailyflashshow.com. And you know what, Mitch?
What's that, baby?
One of the greatest things we got to do was another road trip the other day, and it turns into a therapy session for an hour drive back and forth.
It's a wonderful time where Matt
We
and
should
I
start
get to
streaming
talk.
it.
We're just stream it. We get to hear and a lot of righteous gemstone
Yeah,
jokes.
our wives will hate us, and it may get flagged. But hey, why not?
Here's
Sweet
your
baby
podcast.
Billy.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
about doing it. Why
In
not?
the car.
We have lots of fun. And it's a
Yeah.
car. I always felt that's the best place to do a podcast. is in a car.
Absolutely. This headline caught my attention, how influencers are now the reason for rise in shark attacks.
Got to explain this.
Experts shocked that they have to issue a warning. Here's what's happening. Influencers are getting into dangerous waters so they can get that perfect video or picture with the shark. Now, some have lost hands, other limbs, some have died. There have been a huge increase in influencers being killed or maimed in their attempt to become relevant in the shark world
We
by
call
showing
that
off.
survival of the fittest.
Yes, exactly.
Natural
Natural
selection.
selection is the word
Yes.
I was
Yes.
using, yeah.
So biologists said the increase in shark attacks is directly related to these influencers attempting to get up close and personal with sharks.
Is it harder or easier to work a mouse when you don't have a hand? That's what I want to know.
Don't you blow through a straw? Is
that's
that
what
where
you
you're
have
at?
to do.
You
Yeah.
can't take a selfie if you don't have any fingers. So.
And here's the thing, sharks at this time they're like, hey, look, man, at least we're not on land and got to watch all these people. What are they doing? Well, leave us alone. We're
Right,
sharks.
right.
I don't want to be in your
I
selfie.
don't want to be.
I hate TikTok.
Pay me.
Don't make me a part of your
where-
dumb social media.
The
nonsense.
shark's asking, "Where's my cut from your YouTube page?"
Exactly.
hello, yes.
And they're really upset with the internet because the big sharks like Bruce, he found his wife on Plenty of Fish.
Yeah,
It was just a horrible website and a horrible joke as well. Let's talk about some trending stories around
Yes,
here.
let's do it.
18-year-old kid, this is cool. He had a near perfect GPA, right?
Yeah.
Rejected 15 colleges, said no. So he found a business that made $30 million its very first year, but that just isn't enough to woo college counselors these days. Despite a perfect GPA, he got a big fat no from 15 out of the 18 colleges. The 18-year-old who started a business that made $30 million during its first year said that he was shocked at the lack of response. He says that he actually learned code by the age of 7.
Jeez.
He was teaching other kids how to code when he was 10. Then he launched an app by the time he turned 12. His junior year of high school, he created an app that calculates how many calories are in a meal, all by just snapping a photo. He thinks it's actually, he will go to one of 3 colleges that made an offer, although he's not sure how long he will stay enrolled. Good for him. I think we're at an age, and we've had this discussion with my 13-year-old. It's like, you know what? College might not be for you.
Right.
But let me tell you, a robot is going to, if my toilet gets clogged, it's going to be really hard to get AI to fix
Yeah.
it. And those sort of things, where those things kind of were looked down upon,
Yep.
those trades and that sort of thing. But this kid seems like he could be teaching at these schools, and I admire him that he wants more education when he doesn't really need it, right?
My first impression when I read this story is like, why does he need college? He's so many years ahead of it, right? It's like, it's beyond that point. Like, why do you want to go to college at this point? We had some friends in town. They're both in the teaching system up in Massachusetts. And they're saying that the direction education is going is trade schools. That is exactly where it's going. And college and universities and this book smart stuff is starting to fade out because it's not practical. I mean, some of these degrees these kids are getting, and they're wasting $250,000 in student loans, are like, gender studies in the wild habitat of Uganda. Like, what are you going to do with that?
Everything you just said, I could find out from an AI. You can ask AI, tell me about the gender studies.
YouTube University for free.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. Yeah. So why go into debt, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for an Ivy League education, let's say, that's not going to help you at all?
So my wife and I, we have two experiences with this. I went and got my MBA from UCF. I'm here doing this and making fart jokes with y'all on TV.
Yes.
She went and got a law degree and is actually doing lawyer stuff. So it depends on what you want to do with it, but the MBA has done nothing for me.
But at least with a trade school, you always have something you can do in order to make money and provide a decent, lifestyle for yourself.
Like, okay, we'll use clogging a toilet.
Yes.
That's something I can do at the house if I knew how to do it properly.
Yeah.
I always think of this like what we do right here. Like, how am I going to help society when the mushroom people come, right?
See, but a plumber can help mushroom people.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so we got it, and there was such a big push growing up, college,
yes.
and it was inbred. And now, really, and as Matt had alluded to, is that a lot of things you can learn online.
Yep.
This is a kid that is obviously smart enough to know how to make money, made $30 million in 1 year. And now he could actually teach others. But I admire the fact that he still wants an education. It shows you how important education is to somebody.
I think there is an important component to that level of education. Going to college, it's a social experience. You're living on your own for the first time.
That's
You're
right.
away from your parents, right? So you're kind of figuring things out on your own. So I think there is a certain value to that. Now, whether or not you can get a useful degree out of it is a whole other story.
The only thing my dad used to tell me was college is the only thing where you go and it proves that you can accomplish something.
Exactly.
Is that you can put in the time to an employer that you did something. So the degree doesn't really matter. I mean, I went for a degree in radio and television. I didn't need that.
But you proved to yourself and to others that you committed to a program for 4 or 5 years.
You could
and
do something for 4 years and get out.
Yeah.
Then you get divorced at the end, lose everything.
And not get arrested.
I also say I did 4 years at State Penn. So nobody ever applauds me.
But the skills you got out of that, how to make toilet wine. How to make toilet wine.
Well, how to make toilet wine and how to pick up the soap properly.
Did you say toilet wine?
That's
Toilet wine,
Toilet wine. You don't know about toilet wine?
Oh, yeah. They're like
Every
Michelin star chefs in the pen.
every cell comes with its own punch bowl.
Oh, I got you.
that
Okay.
in mind.
This next story might be difficult to believe, but plans for Fire Festival 2 have been canceled.
Oh!
Yeah, the
Not
founder
yet.
and convicted felon, Billy McFarland, was trying to reignite the festival that landed him behind bars. However, after he announced putting the brand up for sale, the upcoming festival was called off. The original Fire Festival was produced by McFarland and Ja Rule. The 2017 event was embroiled in controversy after attendees who paid thousands of dollars found themselves stranded in the Bahamas. In 2018, McFarland was sent to prison in connection with the festival. The federal government found him guilty of more than $26 million in wire fraud.
They just discovered that planet that's much like Earth. You heard about
Yes.
that? And Billy McFarland said it's actually going to be there.
It's good.
Apparently, that's what he said. How people
And the Kardashians have already bought their
already
tickets.
come.
Yes.
There are people that bought tickets to number 2. The
gosh.
second Fire.
Which is-
That's what blows my
Because
mind.
it's influencers that wanted to go show off that they were there and miserable with their cheese bread.
I hope they don't get their money back from the
I did hear an interesting report. They're saying that the age of de-influencing is upon us. That finally, all of this nonsense is about to go away.
It's digital. Think of it this way: digital music going back to vinyl. People appreciate the better,
Yes.
the easier times, and I'm glad
People
to
are
hear that.
tired of seeing other people do stuff they don't care about.
I'm so
Yeah.
happy to hear that.
After assaulting Chris Rock on stage at the Oscars, it was hard to imagine Will Smith ever getting jiggy-witted again. Smith threw away an entire career within 30 seconds during the 2022 Academy Awards ceremonies. Now Smith is attempting a comeback by returning to music. His album, based on a true story, is the first new release since 2005's Lost and Found. He got some hometown love when a street in West Philly was named Will Smith Way.
Good for him. That's awesome. Whatever way you feel about him, I think what he did was absolutely wrong. He should have had more of a bigger punishment, but he's Hollywood, so we know that that's not going to necessarily happen. I can't tell you this. After he assaulted Chris Rock, I started listening to the music more. That every time I'm just more conscious of it. I was like, wait. And the old school songs that they rip off, which obviously he'd be the first. There was so many, like Men in Black was basically a whole other song altogether. You didn't realize. I was like, how did he get so famous so quickly?
Yes.
Parents just don't understand this kid.
Yeah. That was good. Yes. Very nice.
That's all I had. What we do have is more Flash, right?
We do. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. All right, dating at different stages of your life is kind of like playing the same game, but there's new set of rules every time. So joining us now is Andrea McGinty. She's founder of the dating service It's Just Lunch. Yeah, you've heard of that. Also the author of new books that is out. It's titled Second Acts, Winning Strategies for Dating Over 50. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Andrea, welcome to Daily Flash.
Hi, good morning. It's nice to be here. Yeah, people are dating from their 20s to their 80s now.
And it's interesting because it's true, things are different. Now we have to deal with social media. We're talking mainly to those that are maybe probably like probably around my age, but also maybe on their second marriage, or maybe they are dating for the first time that they haven't in a long time. But you've given out, obviously you're an expert with Let's Do Lunch, which I think is a great idea, first off, because that's a great way to get to know somebody, but professionals as well. But you have 5 midlife dating tips for us that's going to help us out if maybe somebody's going through this. But I would imagine any generation can actually really learn about that, right?
Right. Oh, absolutely. My new book came out, as you mentioned, it's for over 50, but I've got like 30-year-olds buying it because it's strategies for dating online. And, we're lucky. We're in this generation where we have the biggest pool of people that we've ever had, more than college, more than grad school, more than the workplace. I mean, it's fantastic. And if you're on your second act, whoever, walked up the aisle, when they were 25 and thought, gee, I can't wait to do this again when I'm 55, right?
Right.
Like nobody said that.
You're 100% right, indeed. So those tips that you have for everybody will work for everybody. Let's go with the first one. First one is you say, hey, it's okay to be nervous. Let's talk about that. Why is it okay? Is it because you're on your best behavior? Why do you say that?
I say it's okay to be nervous because you are going to be nervous. If this is your second act and this is your first time doing this, there's going to be apprehension. There's going to be nerves. Can I do this again? I haven't done this in so long. But you also have to have that little dose of excitement too.
Okay.
So if you're nervous, it shows you care. So being nervous is good. But what you've got to do is get out there on some practice dates, and that nervousness will go away so fast.
Yeah, because I would imagine if you concentrate too much on quality at the beginning and maybe not quantity, because quantity is going to teach you how you're supposed to act and that sort of thing. Is that what you're kind of getting at? Is just go ahead and just do it just for the sake of doing it so that you can get better at doing it?
Yes, you know what? Absolutely. I tell my clients, and I've since sold It's Just Lunch, and I do 33,000 dates now, which is just me consulting with people on how to get the best out of online dating and how to meet people online dating, for their second act. But yes, you're absolutely right. Okay. Your first couple of days, it's probably not going to be her or him. But what it's going to do, it's going to give you a lot of self-confidence that, wow, I've still got it. I can still talk. People are still interested in me.
Yeah, and I love, for you to be able to get that self-confidence does so much more in other aspects of your life. So I can totally appreciate that. Your next tip is go shopping. Explain.
Oh, there's nothing better than retail therapy. And I'll spell this out for men first.
Okay.
Okay. You can't be 50 or 60 and going out on a date and looking like your grandpa.
Okay.
You need to go shopping, update that wardrobe. I don't mean, spend the bank,
Right.
but a couple of new shirts, a pair of cool shoes, a couple pairs of pants, just get a new look. Women, I say, hit that cosmetic counter, do a makeover, go to your hair person and, get a whole new look, because it's going to make you feel so good about yourself. And you know what? It's probably going to make you look younger too. I mean, that's not our goal to look younger, but we want to look good, right?
Well, yes, 100%, because men are very visual, and obviously you could say it. You can talk to the most honest guy in the world, and he'll still say, "Oh, I didn't marry her because of her looks." But it does involve there's some parts in that. Let's not lie or fool ourselves. Your next tip is to go on practice dates with like your cousin or who? Who are you supposed to go on practice dates with?
No, you've got to go on real first dates.
Okay.
with strangers. Yes, strangers, people you don't know. So, I want you to get online. I want you to go through 33,000 dates, and I want you to get online and pick a couple of people and meet them for coffee, meet them for lunch, meet them on a, Saturday afternoon at 4 for, a glass of wine and an appetizer.
Okay.
An hour. That's all it's going to take you. And, you're going to start to get the feel. Plus, it's going to give you a lot of comfort that a whole stigma from 2000 where, oh gosh, everyone on, online dating is a loser. You'll suddenly realize, oh wow, these people are pretty normal like me. So again, self-confidence, and that's the way you're going to get it. Practice dating.
All right.
With strangers.
All right. And when you're practice dating, you say be honest but discreet, and then you say attitude is everything. So tell us more about those two tips.
Yeah. Okay. So you know what? We all have life experience, right? So we might be, 55 and we've got a couple of kids. It's not like when we were in our 20s. And I don't like when people call it baggage. Let's reframe it and call it life experience, because now we're smarter, we're wiser. We can see red flags a lot faster than, those hormones were going when we were 20 and we're just like, oh, he's hot or she's hot. We can see, more clearly. And then the last thing is you've got to be positive about this process. And that means don't talk to your married friends. Don't talk to your negative girlfriends or guy friends that are like, ugh, it's horrible out there.
Yeah.
Because they're going to drag you down.
Indeed,
so
they will.
You want to be with positive people. You want to have a positive mindset.
Andrea, thank you so much. For more information, just visit 33000dates.com. There you can also check out Andrea's book, Second Act. Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. It's Thursday. That means it's time to check in with Tony Toscano to find out what's coming out of Hollywood and straight to your screen, no matter what size you're going to watch it on. With the latest, here's Tony!
Thanks, Mitch. Entering its third season on Prime is the sword and sorcery series, The Wheel of Time.
What did you see in the rings?
In every future where I lived, Rand dies. And the only way he lives is if I don't.
We don't win battles with politics and prophecies. We win with armies.
Get ready!
A mysterious sorceress, along with her loyal bodyguard, takes 5 young people on a dangerous and world-spanning journey, believing that one of them might be the reincarnation of an ancient and extremely powerful figure prophesied to either save the world or destroy it.
And it's fun. And, we start our season with a kind of sequence that knocks you sideways. That you would imagine was going to be the season finale. So you think, my God, if this is what's happening in the first 10 minutes, where on earth are we going here?
Based on the series of books, The Wheel of Time in Season 1 was off to a very slow start. However, as Season 3 begins, the series has picked up and offers more action and better storytelling. Again, Season 3 of The Wheel of Time is streaming on Prime and gets a B. It's rated TV-14. Streaming on Apple TV Plus is the crime drama series Dope Thief.
We're posing as feds. We were ripping off drug dealers.
You're good? They don't remember your face.
Just a badge.
Here in the 215, you're gonna get your head shot off.
The series follows two longtime friends and delinquents who pose as DEA agents to rob a house in the countryside, but end up unintentionally revealing and unraveling the biggest hidden narcotics corridor on the eastern seaboard.
She's a very strong, intelligent woman and an excellent lawyer. And I have played a lot of, like you were saying, Kate, like I played a lot of strong characters before. But what I loved about the way that she was written is that she has this quirkiness and levity to her that I just think is such a beautiful quality and was a great addition to the rest of the characters in the show.
I found it deeply satisfying to uncover this creature, this woman, who is so many things at once, but foremost among them, her capacity for love and fealty to Raymond is pretty infinite, and it's tested again and again, and we see that what she is capable of is an extraordinary mettle, and I loved that against her sort of darkness or her whimsy or her silliness.
Although Dope Thief is a high-action series, it needs a little time to find its legs. The acting is solid and the direction is good, but the series pacing is uneven. Again, it's streaming on Apple TV Plus and gets a B. It's not rated. For the Daily Flash, I'm film critic Tony Toscano.
Hey now, welcome to your Daily Digits for this week. And the first one is going to be 1,000, and this one is quite a milestone. And this goes out to our friends at SeaWorld Orlando as they have rescued their 1,000th manatee. Big news out of SeaWorld Orlando. The park just hit a major milestone at 1,000 manatees rescued. The historic achievement shines a spotlight on SeaWorld's incredible work in marine conservation, from rescue to rehabilitation and release. The team is leading the charge to rescue these gentle giants and ensure their survival for generations to come. It's a big win for wildlife and a reminder that the impact that SeaWorld has dedicated to saving our oceans. In other news, sea cows taste just like penguins.
No, that's not true.
No, they don't?
No, they don't.
No.
All right, well, your next number today is $6.1 billion. Andrea, you'll love this. The Boston Celtics were just recently sold for $6.1 billion, but it comes with some controversy. The Boston Celtics record-setting $6.1 billion sale to billionaire Bill Chisholm is facing serious scrutiny from the NBA, potentially putting the deal on ice. At issue is the league's 2021 rule prohibiting private equity firms like Sixth Street Partners, who heavily backed the deal, from being the largest shareholder in a franchise. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver confirmed the sale is under review, with Chisholm now facing two options: restructure the ownership to reduce Sixth Street's stake, or seek a rare waiver from the league. The outcome could only determine the fate of the Celtics ownership, but the future of sports equity all over. Now, the funny part is the Celtics will still lose to the Lakers at some point before the sale.
I think you're right.
But this is huge. I mean, these teams are out of control. Even Mark Cuban has said there's no way he could buy a team on his own anymore. It's rare that these sales go down.
And the payroll for the Celtics is one of the highest in the league.
It's insane. Yeah.
All right, we have got more of today's trends and tomorrow's talk. Thank you, Maddie. Stick around.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
Hi, I'm Mitch English. We're welcoming you to our show. We call it Daily Flash. So glad to have you along here. We always have fun. We love having you along with that fun, of course. You remember a couple of weeks ago, there was a huge earthquake out in California, in San Diego?
Yes.
And this kind of got didn't talk too much about it, but nature to me is just, it's incredible. And you think that there needs to be some kind of connection. We don't know a lot we need to learn more and more about animals and that sort of thing. So right before the earthquake came, did you hear about this?
Yes.
The elephants at the San Diego Zoo.
Safari Park.
The Safari Park, which is kind of closer to a little further north.
Yeah, North County, San Diego.
Yeah, San Diego, by Escondido, where I used to live. Anyway, the elephants, before the earthquake, get in a circle. And
around the baby.
And there's a baby right there in the middle. It protected it. It's called an alert circle. And obviously, you're talking about elephants, they can sense earthquakes before they actually happen.
Crazy.
And what we don't know so much about nature, isn't that crazy that they knew about that? We just got to keep our eye on the elephants, I guess, if an earthquake's coming.
Right. Now, I saw this on social media, so I can't verify, but apparently this story has been legit and verified elsewhere. With regard to the Titanic. Apparently there was a cat on the Titanic. Did you hear about this story?
No, I didn't.
This cat on the Titanic had kittens, and it was very familiar with the crew that worked down near the boiler room. Right before the Titanic was about to set sail, the guy said he saw the cat get up, take all of our kittens one by one out to the dock, and left. And he's like, if that cat knows something, I'm off the boat too. And he got off the boat.
Whoa.
And then fast forward, we all know what happened with the Titanic.
Jack.
Now, again,
is it a black cat?
black and white. Black and white.
I gotta be a black cat.
Again, if that's true, then clearly that cat must have had a sense of
It's like in Florida when the hurricanes start showing up, all the birds take off.
Yes.
They leave.
Well, that's
That is
so.
true.
It gets real quiet.
It's real quiet.
And then, like, like in Indiana, a tornado comes or whatever, even in Oklahoma, the sky turns green. But we know those things. But even with the animals kind of picking up on that in nature, and they're so used to it. And you think about all the things that elephants are, especially like at a zoo and stuff, they're used to cars and that kind of thing. But to know that they need to protect their young, and that's even cooler, is that they protect their young.
And wasn't that kind of the case with the tsunami off the coast of
Yeah,
Thailand?
I
Remember all the
remember, yeah.
animals started making a run for it before it even arrived, and people are like, why are all these animals running in the opposite direction?
So we go to our new doctor, Dr. Doolittle. Tell us, what do the animals think?
The animals think we dumb. They take it off. They're like, hey, stupid humans that ruin the earth. We're gonna go that way so y'all can get eaten up by the earth.
They know more than we do.
I used my yearly Dr. Doolittle joke on it just now.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That didn't
I
torment.
can't use it anymore.
That wasn't why the therapy I had
Do
in
you
high
get a
school.
complimentary
everything was-
Christmas one?
Not at all.
No.
My name's Mitch growing up, so I don't want to hear it, okay? What I was called. All right?
Good.
Wait, what was it?
You can figure it out.
Well,
Yes.
it was an animal, so you should figure it out.
Childhood trauma.
An 18-year-old with a near-perfect GPA was rejected by 15 colleges, founded a business that made $30 million bucks in its first year, but that is not enough to woo college counselors these days. Despite a perfect GPA, he got a big fat no from 15 out of the 18 colleges that he applied to. The 18-year-old who started a business that made $30 million bucks during its first year said he was shocked at the lack of response. He says that he learned to code by age 7. He was teaching other kids how to code when he was 10, and he launched an app by the time he turned 12. In his junior year of high school, he created an app that calculates how many calories are in a meal by snapping a photo.
That's incredible.
He thinks he will go to one of these 3 colleges he was finally accepted from that made an offer to him, although he's not sure how long he's going to stay enrolled. Is he going to pull a Mark Zuckerberg and drop out?
Well, he never started, so I guess he
that
doesn't
is
have
right.
to. But
Yeah.
even still, I appreciate the fact that he wants to learn more. But we've lamented about how kids, they need to learn a trade. I think that's just where it comes down to. And they also say, don't be afraid of AI taking your job. Be afraid of the person that knows how to program AI to take your job, because they're going to get your job. Count on that.
Be that person.
Be that person, indeed.
Yes.
We wanted you to be the person that joins us when we are returning. We can do that right after this quick commercial break, right?
DailyFlashShow.com. You miss a minute, you miss a lot.
That's
You
for
can
sure.
check us out on the web. We're back right after this.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. The streaming show The Chosen, a hit. Now it's hitting the big screen. I sat down and chatted with a few of the show's disciples.
I'll come back to the house after dark. I just need a moment.
do you relate to anybody else on the set, or maybe out of the Bible that you go, I see more of myself that way?
I actually, if it's not a sellout to say that I see a lot of myself in John, and I think that's one of the strengths of the show is that all of us, I think Amanda and Dallas talk about this a lot during the casting process. They could feel vibes of each person and each of the disciples they depicted, and I think there's a bit of all of us. I don't want to speak for everybody, but I've heard it often from a lot of the characters and actors on the show that they kind of, vibe a lot with their character. Like, I definitely have this eager to please kind of nature that kind of John has. But at the same time, you kind of have to dial that up a little bit. So I do think that in any character that you play as an actor, you have to find bits of them that you can identify with. And then with the other ones, you probably have to explore those parts of you to get that truth.
Mary of Magdala, you are mine.
I am redeemed. I want to know, what do you think Mary Magdalene's role was in the Bible?
Yeah, the things that are written about her in the Gospels, they're short, but they're potent and very pivotal in Jesus' ministry. So we know that she was possessed by 7 demons, and Jesus exorcised them from her, so he healed her. We know that she helped finance the ministry. We know that she was at the crucifixion. We know she was the first to see him resurrected and to tell the disciples about it. So these are pretty major parts of his story. Even though they're not super detailed in the Gospels, The Chosen gets to sort of flesh them out and showcase the moments before and after all of these events.
Matthew's on the spectrum, and I love that that's what we're finding out about all these characters, that they were normal people. Mm-hmm. What did you know about autism prior to this, taking the role?
Before auditioning for The Chosen, I also auditioned for another show that the main character was also neurodivergent on the spectrum. So I just remember really wanting to show a way, open up people's minds, or just kind of dig in deeper in how to communicate with someone that we might not know how to, or it might be different, or like just knowing how to kind of meet your neighbor and treating them with kindness and patience.
We have a celebration to prepare for. You will regret this, Matthew.
It sounds like you guys, and you're all smiling, you got to have fun. Dallas says you try to make it a light set and that sort of thing. How do you get, this is a very, especially this season, this is a very solemn situation that we're in. Is there any kind of meditation or anything that you kind of go through to kind of get ready to feel like, hey, this is going to be a very serious scene, even at the Last Supper?
I wish, not specifically with the Last Supper, but I wish there was a more professional way in which maybe we deal with some of our downtime than what it is. But we actually, in one instance where we found out that we were shot out of the scene within 2 seconds, and we're like, so how long is the scene? It's like 15 minutes. We're like, what do we do for 14 minutes and 50 seconds? We would play a tabletop card game.
We'd run to the synagogue green room, play our Star Wars game.
I was Boba Fett. He was Leia, Princess Leia. And
then we show up and we try to be as professional as possible right before action.
Like you said, that vibe of we are honestly like all mates.
I can feel it. I can feel it. Really, I understand. I can feel it. You guys, you're bros.
However, there is huge respect when the work is done. So when things are careful, everybody else wants the other to do so well that it's like cotton. Everybody's watching over each other.
What have you done?
Sooner or later, gotta cut you down.
There you go. Parts 1 and 2 of The Chosen Last Supper in theaters now. Head to thechosen.tv to find out more about showtimes and where you can stream previous seasons. And tune in to Daily Flash tomorrow. We're not done with The Chosen. That's tomorrow on Daily Flash. Power meets precision and imagination takes the wheel at the 125th New York Auto Show. Check this out.
This year's New York Auto Show hosted several all-new vehicle debuts and included a little nod to the past. The new Kia EV4 electric car made its debut, as did the new Kia K4 hatchback, a sporty gasoline-powered version of the K4. The new Subaru Outback made its debut, and it gets a new look and more SUV-like proportions. A new Audi RS6 Avant GT has all-wheel drive, a turbocharged V8, making 621 horsepower, and that's all stuffed into a high-performance wagon. This year marked the 125th anniversary of the New York Auto Show. Some rare old cars were on display, including significant vehicles from nearly every era covered by the long-running New York Auto Show.
Spring is in the air, and we're talking spring things that you must know about right now. Joining us with the scoop is lifestyle expert Barbara Majeski. Good morning, Barbara.
Well, thanks for having me. And with all of us going outside and sports season kicking into high gear, sweaty laundry with stubborn odor is inevitable. So to tackle a root cause of odor in laundry, I love using Lysol Laundry Sanitizer. It kills 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria when used as directed. Just add it to your laundry routine and it'll leave your family's clothing sanitized and smelling fresh. And you can find Lysol Laundry Sanitizer at major retailers, and the 21-ounce bottle is just under $5. Also, if you're looking to refresh your clothes in between washes, you've got to check out the LG Studio Styler. It's this sleek and stylish steam closet that uses true steam technology to deodorize and sanitize your clothes. No harsh chemicals are used, and it helps to create a healthier home as it is certified by the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America. It removes 99% of allergens from fabrics. Plus, there's no plumbing needed, so you can put it anywhere. Go to lg.com to find out more. And yes, pollen season is also in full swing, and unfortunately, allergens don't stop at the door. So it's best to get a handle on that and make your indoor air cleaner. Filtrete offers a range of high-performance filters designed to capture air particles like pollen, dust, mold, pet dander, and smoke, and they're compatible with most HVAC systems. The MPR 1900 is one of their most advanced filters, capturing more microscopic particles like allergens, pollution, even bacteria and viruses, while delivering better airflow than any other brand. Check out Filtrete.com for more. And you know, another thing that happens with the warmer weather, ants come marching in along with the roaches. This season, let's be proactive and not reactive with Combat Max Roach Killing Bait and their 2-in-1 ant bait. The killing bait is a long-term solution. It's actually made with food that attracts both small and large roaches, eliminating the source of the problem before they multiply. And the 2-in-1 ant bait is formulated to control and kill common household ants in as little as 3 to 5 days. And you can find Combat products at Walmart and Amazon.
Hey, what's trending in travel today? Marriott Bonvoy actually celebrating its 1 millionth room in the United States with a new hotel opening and a chance for travelers to win 1 million Marriott Bonvoy points. Travel expert Janine Tornatori joins us with the details. Janine, thanks for telling us all about this.
Yeah, well, that's right. So Marriott Bonvoy recently announced its 1 millionth room in its U.S. hotel portfolio with the opening of a new hotel, the Canal House of Georgetown. It's a tribute portfolio property. This stunning property is in the heart of historic Georgetown in Washington, D.C., and it boasts some really unique accommodations from 3 attached townhomes, specialty suites, a library lounge. It even has a chic private courtyard.
You know, I want to go back a little bit to the Marriott Bonvoy. I'm a member, and it's so easy to use. For people to win these 1 million points, do they have to be new members, or can anybody register to win?
To celebrate the spirit of adventure and in honor of its 1 millionth room in the U.S., they have launched Marriott Bonvoy Roulette. This is a fun digital experience that's inspired by Vacation Roulette. It's that viral social media trend that turns travel planning into a game of chance. So this is how it works. From May 7th through May 26th, the Marriott Bonvoy members can visit MarriottBonvoyRoulette.com. They're going to spin a wheel for a chance to discover their next adventure, where you can instantly win points prizes and Marriott Bonvoy adventures, including stays at their hotels within their U.S. portfolio. And those who spin the wheel are also going to be automatically entered for a chance to win the grand prize, which is 1 million Marriott Bonvoy points. and a 4-night stay at the new Canal House of Georgetown. And I have to tell you, as you know, as a Marriott Bonvoy member, there are so many ways to use these points. Of course, you can stay at their amazing collection of hotels. You can also book some once-in-a-lifetime experiences through Marriott Bonvoy Moments. You can plan some really cool local immersive adventures. A lot of people might not know this, but you can even buy a new bed and hotel products through their Marriott Bonvoy boutique. So this is definitely one you're going to want to check out.
Janae, thanks so much. More details on our website, dailyflashshow.com.
Hey, here are some great gift ideas for mom. Love you, Mom. Check this out.
Still searching for the perfect Mother's Day gift? Lifestyle expert Megan Murphy has tips.
With wall massagers, she can enjoy relief anytime, anywhere. Whether she's soothing a sore muscle or unwinding from everyday tension, give her the gift of relaxation with the Wall Cordless Deep Tissue Percussion Massager. The new Cricut Explore 4 allows you to create heartfelt gifts for the moms in your life. Whether you're creating custom gifts or fun decorations, this smart cutting machine helps you add a personalized touch to your celebrations. You can never go wrong with chocolate. This beautiful 24-piece truffles collection from Ethel M. Chocolates features gourmet truffles such as Bananas Foster, Kona Espresso, and passion fruit, all infused with premium ingredients. Give the gift of glowing, healthy skin with Pariva Beauty, a female scientist-founded skincare collection. This longevity trio bundle includes 3 powerhouse products made with exclusive plant stem technology for visible results in 30 days.
For more, head to these brands' websites.
This is Tim. Tim is all about time, and if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. It is the newest chapter in the franchise that explores death's twisted sense of justice. This is today's must-watch movie, Final Destination: Bloodlines.
Drinks all around.
Family, you don't get to pick the one you get. Just gotta love the one you got.
I always knew this day would come.
I got it.
I don't think you got it. I held him off for years.
Charlie, get up here.
He's a relentless son of a won't stop till he finishes the job. Death is coming for our family.
I said, oh, 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 oh,
Grandma, what's happening to us? Years ago, I had a premonition that started it all. I saw what death was about to do. I saved a lot of lives that night.
Everyone needs to get off the dance floor!
Lives that were never meant to be saved. But death doesn't like it when you mess with his plans.
This book, it will show you everything you need to know to keep our family safe.
It all started with Grandma. Death is coming for us because we were never supposed to exist. Watch out!
Only by embracing death will it pass you by.
Maybe death's not actually coming for our family. Because that would be crazy.
Wow. This, my understanding is like the 7th one. The first one came out like 98, 99. Can you believe that?
Golly. Yeah.
That does it for our show.
Be good, everybody. We'll see you later. Mwah.
Bye-bye.